Hello people, welcome back to the next part of my playthrough of Final Fantasy X. So for this video, I thought I would show you a little bit about getting the sigil for Riku's weapon. Now, depending which version you're playing, if it's the PS2 version it'll be the Mercury sigil. If it's the Xbox HD version it'll probably be the Venus sigil. So to do it, you need to remember the stone I showed you when we first went to Bicanel. This is you have to play a game called the Gatekeeper Stones. So 10 little gatekeepers playing in the sand. Tommy is going to fetch the water. Be back soon. So to get into the village of the cactuars, basically down there, you need to clear the sandstorm, and to do that you need to get 9, it says 10 spheres but it's actually 9, because one of the spheres is for 2 cactuars. So yeah, you have to go running and find all these cactuars and then bring the sphere back to this stone. Now almost all of them are somewhere within the Bicanel desert, so they're easy to find, and this isn't a difficult sigil to get. It's just a lot of toing and froing and a lot of faffing around, but what I tend to find is that it's very good. It's good practice for running around here, fighting all these enemies to get the capturing all the monsters for Bicanel. I'm just going to use Lulu to weaken this big thing because it's got a high amount of HP, although it's not too difficult to beat because it doesn't really have particularly strong attacks. Let's go back down.
Take that.
There we go. And also you can steal some shadow gems from it, which will help teach your Aeon's Demi, which has its uses, but if you remember the clue that you got from that cactuar, it says Tommy is going to fetch the water. So a little tip to find him easier, he's at the oasis right at the beginning of the Bicanel desert, so you can cheat a little bit. Just go back to the airship and then just go back to Bicanel. And you're pretty much at the location where Tomei is. There he is. Duties, fetching water takes theft. It may look like fun and games, but they are proud racer. While they dislike combat, they will turn and face any enemy that takes their back. Okay, so what you've got to do with these, should you fail to sneak up and they'll realise they've opened and depart. Oh yeah, sneak up on cactuars, blah blah blah. Right, so what you've got to do, it's a little game of don't. Yeah, just so all you have to do is just basically sneak up on the little bugger. So watch out for when he turns around, and then just stop moving, because if he catches you moving he'll run away. So that's really all you've got to do, and it doesn't really matter too much if you get the sort of fail to catch, you'll obtain Sphere del Peridor. Best the gatekeeper obtain is per collect lots of spheres and receive an award. So to get the Mercury stroke Venus sigil, you don't have to win every single one of them. You just need to get the sphere, and it doesn't matter if it's the Sphere del Peridor. You'll still get the Mercury stroke Venus sigil. Just depending how many spheres you win will determine what other treats you get. I think one of them, if you get all 10 of them, you'll get a few teleport spheres, which, you know, not to be sniffed at, I don't think. Yeah. Oh no, not double cast, push the guild. All 193 of it. Yowzers. Get Oron in to take that thing out.
Enough.
So as I say, this
Let's go.
challenge isn't too difficult, it's just a lot of faffing around, running to and from different areas, but it's, as I say, it's also handy to get some of the enemies for the monster arena. And it's especially handy because cactuars in the Beacon Desert are very, very rare. So doing this quest while you're capturing monsters is a good way to help complete with the cactuars, because you can capture the cactuars that you fight. I'm going to pilfer girlfriend because you usually get quite a high amount.
No time to waste. Let's go.
Oh, how many ability spheres have I got now? It's always just good to occasionally check on the number of spheres you've got, especially since you've got the ability to put more points of attributes on your Aeons. What I tend to do is do mostly hit points and magic points, because most of the Aeon stats will just increase as Yuna levels up. So I'll show you a couple of these spheres. I won't show you all of them because it is just a lot of faffing around. You'll probably get bored of watching them. Rude. Let's get Waka in. Waka's the man for the birds, so to speak.
Take that.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to bug the smoke bombs because that teach Aeons dark attack if they haven't already got it. Because big chunks of this desert are so vast, it is just a lot of running around and it gets a bit boring after a while. But yeah, I've also still been trying to get the Sun and the Venus stroke Mars sigil and Thunder Plains, and I'm having no luck with either. Yeah, the Chocobo race is giving me a lot of grief just now, so I thought, I better stop doing it just now, otherwise I'm going to end up throwing the controller through the screen and I don't want that. But then it isn't Final Fantasy if there isn't at least one bit that just really frustrates you. And in this case it is... In this case it's usually the Sun Sigil quest, which is the Chocobo race. But this time the Venus stroke Mars Sigil is also giving me grief as well. and sometimes the Saturn sigil, or in this one, this Jupiter sigil, has usually given me grief, but as if you remember from my last video, I managed to get it on my very first go around the Macalania, so I was quite happy with that. Rude. Let's just get Titus in because he's got a higher accuracy. No misses. And darkness, so probably gonna miss if he tries to. Yep, so just as well. I used those eye drops. I just run back up to the stone, put this sphere in, then you'll get the next clue for the next sphere. Bother with these machina because you can't capture them, and I've already maxed out the Albed potions that you can mug from them. There we go. So much easier than doing them all individually. So, yeah. There we go, pop this in here. 9 little gatekeepers play in the sand. Revivia's gone walkabout. Be back soon. So, if I remember rightly, Revivia is about the... is in the second area of the Beacon Desert as you... second area as you come into it, like, and he's when you're in that area, if you go up to the right, and remember where you found Kimari when you first got to the Beacon Desert, I think he's running around there. I'm probably going to cheat again and go back to the airship and then go back down. So I'll just show you that one and then I'll... oh, excuse me! I'll just get on with the remaining 8 gatekeepers and then start up another broadcast. And I might also make another attempt to try and get the Sun Sigil or the Mars/Venus Sigil, because I'm a purist and I want to get at least one of them. And worst case scenario is that I just recreate all the traits of the Onion Knight and a customizable weapon.
That's how it's done.
Boarding the ship. Just go back to Beacon Island. And it's just a little bit easier than faffing around to and wading through all that extra desert. So Revivia, I think, is at this side. Okay, no he's not. That's embarrassing. After all that I just said. So I will find them for you to make up for it. Actually, now that I think about it, I think he is still in this area, but in just before you get to the end of this bit, remember there was a little bit to the left-hand side where there was a treasure chest. One of the cactuars, it says whoever it is likes the shining blue. You look for that save point there, and that's where he's hiding. I think that's not the next one, but the one after that. Oh yeah, and as you progress through the cactuars, they gradually get more and more difficult.
Enough.
So you have to be careful
That's
of
how it's done.
what you how you approach them. And in fact, the last one is very confusing because you know it shouts in the previous one it shouted needle time before it flipped round. The very last one shouts needle time at random, and you've just got to watch the way it moves personally before you decide when to stop.
Farewell.
So just watch out for that. And there's also another one who, when he turns round for a very long time. Ah, there he is. There's another one who turns round for a very long time, and it seems like you're not going to be able to win it, but that area is that area has a what's the word I'm looking for? Has like a secret path. It looks like a sort of quicksand thing. If you just run into that, and then you can make most of the journey while it's turned round, and it won't see you. I've captured all these. Let's just
Now I'm mad.
get rid of them. So all this constant practice of the attack wheels has actually got me good at hitting for 12 hits. There's the next. Revivia has no time, has no patience for him. Not a progressive thinker. This guy's also not very difficult. Gotcha.
Take that.
Thankfully, Waka's at high enough strength to take it out in one hit. Got a decent enough accuracy as well. The one good thing about those cactuars in this, they won't run away. Whereas if you remember previous cactuar battles, they have ran away, which is quite annoying.
Farewell. No time to waste. Let's go.
So I'm just going to go back to the stone and then finish this broadcast, because I'm pretty sure you don't want to see me going through the humdrum of every single one of these spheres, because it will get boring after a while and I'll probably run out of things to say. Make your way through this wreck. It's oh, someone's sent me a message on chat. Was thinking of picking this up. What do you think of the remaster? I think the remaster is amazing, but I am slightly biased because Final Fantasy X is my favourite game ever.
Farewell.
It's definitely like a big graphical improvement. No shame, that's my top 3 for sure. Yeah, you have good taste in games, my friend. So yeah, but if you've watched some of my previous videos, some of the HD remastering has made some things easier, where it's made other things more difficult. Like I've been whining in previous videos about how the Venus Sigil quest has been a lot more difficult because the processing speed has gotten faster, so you need much quicker reaction times to dodge the lightning bolts, and I've tried it and it's nigh on impossible. Whereas on the PS2 version I managed to get through possibly about 250.
Allow me.
Even with... oh, what's the lights out trick? Oh, I think this guy might have just given me my tip to help me get the Venus Sigil. I never completed it. It was easy turning the lights out in my room. Okay, I might give that a try actually. So this guy's giving me a trick to basically switch all your lights out at night time, and it makes the thunder dodging easier. So badges would be brighter. And okay, that's a good tip. Thanks for that. But one thing it's made easier, if you watched my last video, it made getting the sigil for Kimahri's weapon a lot easier because the processing was faster, Tidus ran faster, and that was the butterfly quest in Macalania Woods. And PS2 version I would be on that for hours, trying to safely maneuver through all the red butterflies, and it was a nightmare. Whereas in this time, because the processor's a bit faster, Tidus runs faster, and even if you do hit one or two of the butterflies accidentally, you've still got a little bit of time to make up and get all the blue butterflies. So in the HD version that challenge is a lot easier. Right. let's get off. Oh fuck, more of these bloody machina.
Farewell.
So I'm just going to pop this sphere into this stone, and then I'm just going to finish this broadcast, and then I'll maybe start up a next one once I've got the last sphere, because it's going to get boring watching me go through all of the spheres. Sounds like you're going to for 100% on this run. I always do. I'm a purist when it comes to Final Fantasy games. In fact, there's still a few I still haven't 100%ed yet, so I'll have to make amends to that soon. Anyway, 8 little gatekeepers play in the sand. Little Chava likes big numbers. Oh, actually I can show you this one quickly, because that one is right over here. One of these signposts has got a... One of these signposts has got a notice that says 20% off something, and that makes this cactuar's sort of ears prick up, and then he appears and you do the game again. Right, I think it's this sign here. So just... I was almost there. Ugh, these things again. Oh, let's just attack wheels them, because they're boring me. Oh yeah, another thing that's a bit more difficult is Wakka's attack wheels. It's a little bit harder to hit the all the two hits wheels, because it spins a lot faster, but through a bit of practice I've actually managed to get really good at that. Rangers, in the vicinity. Written in the below is faded, 20% off all travel agency goods. Oh, 20, there he goes. Recently learned to count to 50, blah blah blah. So here comes another. This is your last kind of easy one, because all the other ones get more difficult now. Obtain Chava's sphere. Oh yeah, word of warning, if you haven't already played this, don't go back to the Albed home just yet, because if you do try and go back there, you'll get attacked by Dark Ifrit, and he will rip you a new one. You need to be super tanked up for Dark Ifrit, because Dark Ifrit is one of the Dark Aeons that counters every hit, and he's... As you can imagine, with the Dark Aeons, they're very, very tough. Like, if you're not prepared, he can easily hit you all for 10,000 damage in one hit and take you all out, and that's game over, and that's not nice. Alec and Aloya play tag in the ruins of men. Be back soon. So that's head off to the left. And you remember the big stretch of the Bicanel Desert. To the left hand side there's a lot of sort of old ruins, and that's where these two cactuars are. And this is why it's a bit misleading that they, when you first start playing, it says there's 10 gatekeepers, but there's only 9 spheres, and Alex and Aloya count as 1 sphere, so go down this side, you'll get to the ruins quicker. Where are they? No, they're not in that place. There they are. This thing again. Yeah, the problem with this area, it's got a lot of the tougher enemies. But thankfully Lulu has double cast. And this thing's weak against water and blizzard attacks. Let's just get Titus in and see. He'll be able to take this out in 1 hit. Oh, stay still. There we are. 2 brothers rarely separately, they move as one, blah 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 blah. The only thing you need to watch with this one is that, that there's 2... Thankfully they both turn around at the same time. Gotcha! Okay, Waka, out you come. And Lulu doesn't have a capture weapon on, so let's try Oran. At least the accuracy isn't high enough. Fuck's sake. Yeah, we get it, you've got lots of needles on you. Kimari can't lance it. No, he can. Which is a shame, because as a skill that could have been quite handy in the early stages of the game. I think in other incarnations of Final Fantasy games you can learn the 1,000 Needles trick. So I remember using it as a skill in Final Fantasy 12. And I think it, you could have it, you could get it on the enemy skill materia in Final Fantasy 7.
Enough.
Mug.
That's how it's done.
I'm sure about 5, but Blue Mage Strago can land 6. Yeah, Final Fantasy. Yep. I'll have to be honest with you, Final Fantasy 6 is one of the few Final Fantasies I haven't played all the way through yet, but I did get an old retro Super Nintendo for Christmas, and it's got Final Fantasy 6 on it, so I'll have to work my way through that one day. Because it's a big fan favourite. Marcella seeks the shining blue. Ah yeah, this was the one I mentioned earlier about looking for a save point, and it's that one that's it's that one that's sort of in the middle of the desert where you the one where you found Rikku when you played through it. Oh shit, there we are. So the GBA or PC ports it has much better translation. 6 is my number 1 Final Fantasy. Yeah. So I haven't played it, so I can't say if it's my number 1 yet, but it does look promising from what I have played of it. I think I've only ever got past the Magitech mines, so not very far. Oh bloody thing! Oh fuck! Ow! Ooh, that hurt. Thankfully, we've got a stash of our bed potions that are. Well, your favourite is the one you've put the most time into, so nothing will ever beat 10 for you. That's correct. Yep. Yeah, top 3 would definitely be 10, 8, and then... Ooh, I'll have to get back to you on what my third favourite one is. I'll just get rid of this fucking thing. Mug. I think we've just about caught everything we need in the Bikanel Desert. I'm going to do my little cheat thing and just go back to the airship and then... Oh. Actually,
Let's go.
Now that I think about it, it's 6.5 a dozen whether I go to the airship or go to... Oh, shut up. I know what's on that sign. Okay, looks like I'm going to go through all these spheres.
Here we go.
Any surefire tips for Blitzball? I'm absolutely rubbish at it. Well, the one tip, if you're serious about it, if you're patient and you want to wait till a bit later on in the game, get the character called Durin. He's the one who's training at the bottom of the gorge just before the Cavern of the Stolen Faith, and get him as your goalie because he has one of the best catch scores. And the only other thing I can suggest to you is just level the team up like crazy. Play through like a few league games and tournament games just to level the team up. And I actually have got a video of me playing like one of my first Blitzball games just shortly after the events of Luca. Just gives you a few tips. And one of my pro tips that seems a bit strange, but it actually works. I'm just not looking. Yeah, that's the only reason I play Blitzball, is to get Wakka's ultimate weapon, because Wakka's my favourite character in this game. But one tip I did suggest, to level the characters up quicker, just Any characters you want to level up, just pass the ball to them. Just keep passing the ball to and from them, and they'll just gradually build up more and more experience. And even if that means having to take the oh, there we are. There's Facella. Even though that means taking like your goalie out of the goal and just having him on the pitch and just get characters to pass the ball like crazy, and that will level them up quickly. Just the behind the goal trick working. I haven't tried it. I just did the passing like crazy, and then just swimming away from any other any of the opposition's players. But yeah, I know the behind the goal trick is to get two of them to swim behind the goal and just pass each other. Oh shit. Oh yeah, and another thing, get the jack shot. It helps big time. Fuck yeah. Yeah, this one just keeps turning round all the time. This might be the first one I get my Sphere del Peridot. Ah, fuck it. Okay, well, I got my first Sphere del Peridot. Still a... oh, sorry, Perdidor. Which, if you speak Spanish, means Sphere of the Loser. Don't know why I turned into a cheerleader there, but anyhow.
Farewell.
Right. So as I say, doesn't matter if you get the Sphere del Peridot, you'll still get Rikku's Sigil from this. It just means the extra bonus will probably be something slightly less worthy.
Booyah! Farewell.
Nope, still haven't got all the Mushusus.
No time to waste. Let's go.
Well, I think we just about got every other thing. Yeah, I think once I've done this, it's getting dark here, so I might try that lights off lightning dodge trick, see if it works.
Farewell.
Because yeah, it just wouldn't be a complete playthrough if I didn't try and get break the seal of the Onion Knight. I just think the Onion Knight is the funniest weapon in the game. Of course, all Lulu's weapons are really strange. She basically fights with the teddy bears.
Enough. No time to waste. Let's go.
So this might end up being my longest video, because I'm going through all the spheres. I thought I was just going to go, just get a couple and then not bore you with the rest, but I'm actually getting quite into this now, so... oh yeah, a little tip, if you want to make this a little easier and you're not fussed about... the hunt is on, the blood is pumping. Yes. If you want a tip, if you want to make this a little easier and you're not fussed about getting all the enemies of this area, then equip a no encounters armor. I've got one for Titus, and I might use that once I've captured everything here, because some of the enemies are getting tedious. I'm getting bored fighting the Machina, but these fucking things again. In fact, I may just end up equipping the...
Take that.
Yeah, there's better places to grind for AP, yes. In fact, in a couple of videos time I'm going to show you... you probably already know this, but I'll show you all the Don Tonbury AP grinding trick. And there's the next sphere. Oh, Robea's stuck inside. Right. Let's equip. I've got a peaceful shield for Titus. That'll stop enemies. Yeah. Well, saying that, if you are wanting to grind AP, some of the enemies here do have quite a good AP level, especially the cactuars, but because they're quite rare, it's hardly worth it. So Robea, I think he is, or she is, I don't know. Yeah, they're let's just assume the cactuars are all gender neutral. But there's a treasure chest up here, I think it is, and Robea is in that. Yep, there it is. There's Robea. Real needle brain. Well, most cactuars are. Check out his great collection. Right. Run to this side and you can get the treasure chests. 2 shadow gems. No. If you want to get all the treasure chests, you're going to have to go through all the attempts. But there is some quite nice treasure in these chests. Oh, bollocks. Okay, this time just go straight for him. Yeah, gotcha. And all it takes is one mug from Waka. Yay! Obtained Robea sphere. So I just run back, and yeah, so much easier without the no encounters on, which I appreciate doesn't work on the cactuar battle, but then the no encounters isn't 100% effective. I've only got 3 more to get. Thankfully the next 3 are easy to find because they're quite nearby. fiery inscription, the Lord of the Hole is gone, Isra thinks. Do you know why it isn't? Why what isn't? No encounters isn't foolproof because if you basically if you come up against bosses or if you go to the monster arena or basically any unavoidable monsters. Obviously some battles are scripted. Yeah, that's it. You said it better. Right, so for this next one, yep, there he is running about in there. For this next one you have to run out of this area and run back in. And oh yeah, see that figure standing up ahead? Do not talk to that person, because that'll trigger the Dark Ifrit boss. Right, so tip with this is the cactuar that turns round for a very long time. So you beat him at his own game by running through this tunnel. And I caught you this time. But are you saying that some roundup will still happen? Not really, no. Well, apart from these ones obviously, but these are, as you say, these are scripted. So there's Isra's sphere. We're almost done. But of course the last two are the most difficult ones to capture. Two little gatekeepers play in the sand, much curious Elio has left on a journey. Right, for this one, this is a tricky one to find. What you have to do is... I'm with you for another 40 minutes before work. Good luck. I'll be done in 40 minutes. So for this one, you need to go back to the oasis to find Elio. So I'm going to cheat and go back to the airship and then go back to the Beaconel Desert. Yes. And then Elio's going to jump onto this airship. Yeah, I don't know why either. But this is the only cactuar chasing that where is he? Where is he? Where did he go? He is supposed to be here. Ah, there he is. So this is the only cactuar chase that doesn't involve a battle. But yeah, you have to go back onto the airship now and then go onto the deck of the airship and you'll find the cactuar there. Now this cactuar chase isn't difficult, but it's a bit disorientating because the screen moves around a bit, so it's kind of hard to sort of keep focus on which way to go. So run forward, and there he is there. Turn round and face me. See what lies hyperreactive in a bad boy. Right. Oh fuck. Oh, boy, I hit him! Oh, fuck's sake. Okay, another go. Yeah, got him. So, you don't fight him because he just decides to jump off the airship. No idea why, but we still get the sphere for it. Obtained Heliosphere. Now just go back to Beaconell. I guess this is his stop, yeah. Yeah, he's just popped off at Rin's travel agency for a packet of fags. Right, almost done now. No, I'm going the wrong way. Am I? No, I'm getting all disorientated because I thought I'd run past the bridge, but I'm just going doolally. Must be the heat of that Beaconell desert that's done it to me. Right, back to Beaconell. Yep, that's right. Being outside in that low oxygen environment is disorientating you. Give it a few minutes. Right. Brisk walk through the desert should help. So what I might do after I've done this, because there's only one more sphere to find after this, and then I can get the sigil, and then I'll sign off this video, and then I'll go and capture the rest of the enemies I need for the Beaconell Island area. I think I just need to get a couple more landworms and a couple more zoos, which are the big birds. Go. Penultimate sphere in. One little gatekeeper. Flail is always behind, and what would you know? There he is there. So rather than listen out for needle time, just keep an eye on when he turns. Which is difficult because he turns around so fast. And he just shouts needle time at random. Which is quite disorientating. Ah, fuck it. Got one more go. Yeah, one more go. I'm not too fussed if I end up with this field del perdedor. Fuck it, oh well. Still, that's the quest over now. All I need to do, put that sphere in. There's writing on 10 little gatekeepers, blah 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 blah. What to get for all greens? I think you just get, I think it's extra teleport spheres when you go into the cactuar area. Tommy's going to fetch water, gone for good, blah blah blah. And Ravivia's gone, blah blah blah. Chava likes big numbers, good for him, blah blah blah. Oh, hurry up and get me my fucking sigil. Isra. Elio is gone for good, jumped off the plane, and Flail is always behind, gone for good. Nobody's here, the sand is gone. We can now go in and claim our prize. So yeah, there's 2 treasure chests there. So one is the sigil and one is your reward for depending how many of the spheres you get. Whose sigil again? This is for Rikku's. So I think this is it. Now, depending... It's the Venus sigil in this game, whereas in other versions it's the Mercury sigil. Oh, Mega Elixir, yeah. Yeah, I think if you get all 10 green spheres then you get teleport spheres, but I got a Mega Elixir there. And if you get less than that, I think it's just potions or high potions. Okay, that's all for this video. This has been my longest video so far. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope you didn't get too bored. Thanks very much for watching, and thanks for chatting, mister. I'm going to sign off and then... Oh, congratulations on new personal best. Thanks very much. So I'm going to sign off now and capture the rest of the enemies in this area. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon for the next video. So, stay safe. Thank you, you too, and have a good day at work.